So what would happen if Terminators made amp sims? Today's the day, everybody. Today we're going to be checking out Bias X from Positive Grid. I'm so honored to share this with you all. I'm really excited, and today's going to be a lot of fun, all right? Our machine's taking over the world. Do we need to call John Connor? I don't think so, but Positive Grid is finding a way to blend AI with an amp sim, and for that, I'm really interested and especially excited to share with you all what we've got in store today, okay? So I have some notes, and I want to make sure I say this first and foremost in the beginning of this video. Bias X. It is the first guitar software and plugin platforms built around generative AI. So we have Bias X, and first and foremost, this amp sim looks beautiful, everybody. The graphics and the visual representation in this amp sim is probably the best I've ever seen. The graphics mean a lot to me. I've said this many times on this channel, but I'm a superficial person, and I think a lot of us are, and I think a lot of people don't want to admit that, but I like when something looks cool, it makes me want to use it more. And first and foremost, man, these graphics are amazing. But we have the ability to use AI to get virtually any tone we want, okay? So let me orientate you to the plugin right now. There's a little side window, a little chat, if you will, and you have your own AI tool. First and foremost, right off the bat, what I wanted to do was I wanted to see if I could get some sort of Eddie Van Halen tone, right? So I typed in Van Halen into the chat, and it dials it in, it works, and then it comes up with an elaborate, detailed explanation of like how the AI came up with the tones that it's going to give us, and then you click the tone option, and there you have it, right? So then from there, I went to Meshuggah. Love Meshuggah, one of my favorite bands of all time, and one of the best guitar tones ever. Did the same thing with the AI. And then I personally went as far to see if the AI could come up with some sort of dubstep artist sound. So I typed in the name Excision. Excision's one of the biggest dubstep names out there. And I wanted to see what would happen if I just asked it to create something that was inspired by an Excision sound. And lo and behold, it did. That's huge for me because anytime I come up with an original song anymore, I'm trying to find ways to blend EDM music with metal and hard rock, the genres of music that I grew up listening to. How can I blend them with a more modern type of sound that is EDM and dubstep and drum and bass and house and all that stuff? So the fact that Bias X can do that for me personally as an artist is huge, dude. You can also upload a specific track or something like that to see if you can get your guitar tones to replicate something similar to a familiar track of yours, whether it's your own or, if you have a WAV file or MP3 file of your favorite band or favorite artist, it can try to replicate that as well. All right, so I want to try out this part of Bias X right now. Let's try to recapture my song Foo Dog. Here's the original. Okay, now I'm going to put the track into Bias X, see if it gets it to dial it in right, and it gives us 4 different presets, and here they are right here. Personally, I like number 1. I think that one's actually pretty close to the original guitar tone. So speaking with Positive Grid, there are some extra key features that I do want to highlight. They're not asking me, but I do want to make sure I do my job, I guess we'll say, and explain what's going on. There is a next-gen tone engine, which is built to capture depth, warmth, and responsiveness of a physical amp. So that's, I think, to break that down, one of the drawbacks for people who use analog stuff in terms of like why they don't want to go digital is they're afraid that it's not going to feel like a real amplifier. And I think Positive Grid is working on trying to make sure that that happens in Bias X. It's got a brand new interface. Like I've said in this video, the graphics are so sick, man. I love the graphics so much. It works anywhere. You can use it as a standalone or use it as a plugin like in your DAW. It's got 33 modeled amps, 63 responsive effects, and then it has a brand new cab section and cab interface. All right, everybody, so let's just do a quick little walkthrough of Bias X. Here's a preset that's coming stock with the plugin called VH4. One thing I love about Positive Grid stuff is their tones, their stock tones, just whatever they throw at an amp sim, it always crushes. It always sounds amazing. So let's start messing with some stuff here. So let's go to the amp section. So on the left-hand side of the screen, this is where you get all of your available tones, amps, cabs, literally everything. So I'm going to go with the SLO. This is definitely my favorite graphic, I think, out of this whole plugin. And this is what the Soldano sounds like. Real punchy, real modern sounding. So we're also boosting it here. Got the classic tube screamer set up here, level all the way up, drive all the way down. Go to the cab section. We have the ability to use all the different cabs that come with this and just mix and match. So like we have the JCM 800 one. We have a Mesa. They all sound great to me. I think I'll just go with the Soldano one right now. And then you have the ability to also change out microphones and just shape tones in any and every which way. So this all comes pretty stock and standard with any sort of amp sim anymore. But let's use the AI. So I'm just going to type in real time with you guys. Let's just type in Slipknot. Because why not, right? So let's see what this thing does in real time. I'm going to keep it right here. No cutting, no jump cuts. Dialing it in so it's working. So, it's going to be curious to see if it comes up with some sort of orange or if it goes with like some sort of like, early 2000s Slipknot, like an Iowa thing, like a Bogner or something like that. User aims for Slipknot's aggressive modern metal tone, requiring high gain, fast attack, heavy low end, heavy. To achieve Slipknot's signature aggressive type modern metal sound, we need a high gain amplifier with fast attack, heavy low end, and crisp highs for note articulation. A noise gate is required. Delay and modulation effects are generally minimal to core the rhythm sound, allowing for raw percussive chugs and leads. This setup emphasizes punch, heaviness, and clarity for palm mute riffs and rapid picking. Slipknot modern metal. Okay, so it went with a dual rectifier, an EQ, a reverb, a drive. Let's see what it sounds like. In my opinion, that doesn't actually sound like Slipknot, so something to keep in mind. Let's tweak it here. More low end, more attack. To give more low end and more attack, I recommend adjusting the amp. Okay, thicker and sharper attack. Let's see what it does now. That actually sounds pretty good. That's actually pretty close to what I would consider like a Slipknot tone. And now, just in case anybody's wondering, I can't play any sort of riffs by Slipknot because copyright and stuff like that. What's interesting is Bias X seemingly relies heavily on an EQ in the post effects, and that makes sense because it just further shapes your tone. But if you want to mix and match any sort of effects in your signal chain, you can then just click it and drag it and drop it elsewhere. Let's try something different. Let's just go Mick Mars. I don't know. Just want to see what would happen if we just did something completely different. Went down to the Sunset Strip in 1987. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to guess a JCM 800 and some delay and reverb. That would make the most sense. Again, no jump cuts. I'm sitting here with you guys in real time. So this might be a little slow to get through, but I'm just showing you guys how quick this works. Mick Mars Arena Rock. There we go. We got some sort of plexi. We got some reverb. That sounds like the Sunset Strip to me. That's sick, man. This is the future of just amp sims and guitar tones and just everything anymore. AI, you can't fight it. A lot of people have different opinions about AI and stuff like that, but I will say this, man. Having the ability to ask the plugin for any sort of effect or any sort of artist tone virtually ever, that's insane. That's amazing, right? And I try to think it from like a consumer standpoint or from an artist standpoint. If I can ask the plugin for any tone ever, and it can do the job well or replicate it relatively well with a few, personal tastes and fine tweaks along the way, how can you compete with that? You know what I mean? Like, amp sims up until present day were always about like, these are the tones available inside of the plugin, inside the amp sim, and you get what you get what you pay for. But with this, seemingly, you can just ask it to do any sort of tone that you want, and that's insane, man. Like, how can you compete with that? If you have the ability to ask it to do any sort of tone ever, that's game over, right? Like, how can you ask for anything else? You can't. You can literally get virtually any sort of tone ever. And for that is so impressive and so huge and just monumental for the guitar industry. Now, although this video is sponsored by Positive Grid, they're asking me to share this with you all. I don't have to do or say anything else. And that goes without saying, but just letting you guys know right now, being upfront and transparent, okay? I take sponsorships from companies I believe in, products I use, and products that I think are valuable to you guys, the audience, okay? My own personal favorite thing about this amp sim, aside from the AI, truly is the graphics. I just think these amp sims and these visual representations of the modeled amplifiers and cabs and effects is the best ever, period, bar none. I think the graphics, they just mean so much to me, dude, because like I said, man, I'm a superficial player. I look with my eyes, I play with my eyes at times, and if it looks cool, that makes me want to play it. And then the tones, goes without saying, but the tones are amazing as well. I can remember when I first started this journey about 8 years ago, Bias Effects from Positive Grid, I do believe, was in fact the first amp sim or plugin I ever tried. And now to see Positive Grid 8 years down the road, just to see where they're at now and see Bias X and just have the opportunity to check that out, this thing is unbelievable, man. The tones, top notch, industry standard. It's inspiring, it's responsive, it's great, dude. Another thing I love about this amp sim Bias X is you have the ability to split your signal, and then you can blend different amplifiers and different cabs and effects inside your signal chain. So basically you can split your signal chain, and if you want like a diesel VH4 and then a JCM 800 at the same time, you can do that and you can set that up perfectly. It's limitless. It literally is limitless because of the generative AI and everything in-house apart from the AI. It's literally every single tone you could ever want, in my opinion. So everybody, to wrap up this video, this is huge, dude. I always try to refrain from using game changer buzzwords and like the best ever and all that stuff. But again, thinking about it objectively, if we have AI that can give us any tone we want ever, it's pretty amazing. I'm really excited to see what I personally come up with as an artist, and I'm really excited to see how Bias X will continue to improve, because that's another thing Positive Grid wanted to share with me, and I want to relay it to you guys. Again, they're not asking me, but I do want to let you guys know that they're always working on their software and their products. So this is launch day, and it's only going to get better. So the AI is going to get better. It's going to get more dialed in. It's going to get more detailed and specific and intricate. I'm really excited to see how it continues to evolve. All right, everybody, that's the video today, man. A huge shout out to Positive Grid, Bias X. It's pretty sick, man. Just flat out, it's going to be tough to beat something that uses AI to give you any tone ever. What do you guys think of my thoughts and opinions? What do you guys think of the tones? What do you guys think of this video? Leave all your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm really excited to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. I love hanging out with you guys in the comment section. The guys who love me, the guys who hate me, and everybody in between. You're all loved here. You're all welcome. And it's just fun to just hang out and just see your guys' face down below in the comment sections, okay? All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Love you guys. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in a video very, very soon. Later.